It's a great day at Aveda. My name is Michael Pavlik. Today we are going to go over our clipper over comb technique in zones 1 and 2. And in zone 3, we're going to do a diagonal disconnection working off our guest Sam's natural part. Before it all, I speak about any technique. I want to let you all know that I prepped our guest's hair with our Aveda Men's Pureformance Liquid Pomade. For your lower body position, you're going to be standing in first position. We will be using our C grip. So when I say our C grip, your pointer finger and your thumb should make the letter C. On top of the C grip, your upper body position will be your palms out technique. A few things I will teach you about clipper over comb. We're going to use a panel template working from our dominant side into our recessive side. So whatever hand your clipper is in, start on that side. My clipper is in my right hand, I will work right and finish on my left. If your clipper is in your left hand, you will do vice versa. So working with our C grip, we want to be able to comb, check, and cut, all starting with the letter C as well. Now with our palms out technique, make sure the bottom tooth of that groove of your clipper lives right in that groove. Bottom tooth, sit in the groove, and make sure this blade and comb become one unit. What you do not want is for this blade ever to bevel off of that comb. It will create undesirable shapes. On top of that blade living in that groove, this becoming one unit, think of this as your still blade, think of this as your cutting blade. So I'm going to start on my dominant side, working about one more thing I want to take a moment and talk about is the angle you use, the angle of your comb. I'm going to take a true horizontal angle for most of it. You also can use a diagonal back angle, which would build weight shifting back. If you go diagonal forward, you will shift weight or build weight forward. Rotation, are you going to rotate straight towards the ceiling, rotate towards your guest's head, or rotate towards you? And lastly, distance you talk about. Distance off the head. The further you are off the head, the more length you will maintain. The closer you are to the head, the shorter it will be. So I'm starting on my dominant side. The first pass is just going to be a slight little bulk reduction, but if you notice, I'm still using proper controlled technique when doing our bulk reduction. My ring finger is resting right on my guest's head. I'm going to walk right through this panel. The first panel you establish is called your design panel. It is very important to get that design panel locked into the exact length you want because you will follow that around the rest of your shape. After you establish your design panel, you'll work into your next section. You have two options. You can start at the very bottom and work from zone 1 all the way through to the top of zone 2. I prefer to start at the top of zone 2, establish this area first, and then connect zone 1 into zone 2. But you will only do that in your first panel in the back if you choose to start at the top.
At Aveda, we have two basic fundamental clipper techniques, clipper over comb, as well as our freehand technique. Most often, when you desire for hair to be longer than the width of a comb, you will use our overcomb technique. Most often, when you desire for hair to be shorter than the width of a comb, you will use our freehand technique. It is a very common thing to use these techniques hand in hand, texture, type, and density pending and depending on where you're at within the head shape.
After you establish that first panel in the back, you will work from the bottom to the top, all the way up, and finish on your recessive side.
Within our panel template, we have different approaches depending on the tool that you choose. If you've opted to use a shear or a razor, you will start on your dominant front, work through zones 1 and 2, start at the dominant front, stop in the center back. After you've established your dominant side, you will go to your recessive or your weak side, start in the front on the opposite side, and end all the way in the center back as well. Remember every few sections to cross-check over a comb. When you're using a clipper or a scissor, as we just demonstrated, you'll work from your dominant side and follow all the way through into your recessive side. The reason why we decide to work from our dominant to recessive when we're doing scissor over comb or clipper over comb is it gives you the opportunity to always work from your guide into uncut hair.
After consulting with Sam, we've established that our Aveda Men's Pureformance Grooming Cream has the natural finish he's looking for as well as the medium hold. What I'm going to do now is take approximately the size of a quarter and educating my guest about distributing this product evenly throughout his hair. So as I work in through the top, the product is coming off my fingertips. As I work through the sides, the product is coming off my palms. And then as I come through the crown area, the product is coming out from between my fingers.